Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Buried Secrets of Cordoba. This is taking place in Cordoba, Spain. It was made in 2020, and it's 44 minutes long. It's a documentary from National Geographic, and yeah, it was obviously shot before 2020, but came out in 2020, and gives a little peek at what it's like to excavate a city that is basically in many ways buried underneath an existing city without basically researching it, excavating it to a certain point, and also just researching its underground and everything about it, while still keeping the city above it intact. There are parts that have been exposed that exist, but there's others that have been completely built over, and based on previous digs and other research and other documents and maps and other things that have been found over the years, they're able to use LiDAR and radar and all sorts of other things to do some really deep research into all aspects of the archaeology and the culture that took place over many, many different centuries. Because one of the most, the biggest impacts on this city, of course, is when the Roman Empire was at its height and expanded everywhere, and it influenced other cities all over. I mean, Rome's in Italy, but it expanded and it influenced cities all over, including Cordoba, with its architecture and even its underground. It has a sewage system. Yeah, long before some other parts of the world had theirs. They had a fairly sophisticated sewage system. Yeah, no, plungers and no Japanese toilet things or anything else, but it's pretty advanced for its time, where other people were just still pooping in the street because that's what you did. Looking at you, England. So it's kind of yeah. By the way, you London even in the 18th century, so 19th century, not that long ago, and also America to a certain degree. Yeah, but yeah, if you're into this kind of thing, archaeology and architecture, and you get to see where see them use 3D imaging to rebuild using like the scanners, the LiDAR scanners that sort of map out a room. They can, even just by looking at a little piece of it, they can extrapolate based on how they know archaeology through more complete structures, what the rest of the room looked like and how it was built out, because they tend to keep to specific patterns over the centuries in certain eras and certain places. So you kind of get an idea of buildings that are almost completely destroyed, what they may have looked like in their time, at their peak. And you get to see gladiatorial arenas, and you get to see how massively huge some of them were. You get to see how cities were constructed. In some cases, parts of a city were completely just transported just 700 meters or so away to a more defensible position on a plateau and things like it's all kind of, it's, if you're into that kind of thing. I like architecture, and that kind of stuff interests me. So this was pretty interesting to me. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to learn more about the history of Cordoba, but looks like a beautiful place, and it's in a very hot area according to this. I've never been to Europe. I hope to do that sometime soon. Send me money. I don't know. Should I get a Patreon? I don't know. It's in a very hot area, but it's very green, and they go into the reasons why that is even possible for a place like that, and it's due to technology and the things that have been done centuries ago. It's not modern advancements. It's stuff that happened in the Roman era and all around there, and how it passed hands through many different cultures and many different peoples, and how they shared those areas in different ways. And yeah, sure, there were still wars and battles and things like that for land and everything else, but a lot of people from different cultures live together in these areas, and it shows through how they put things together and how they tore it down as well. How they were able to survive for so long, and create a modern society even now that continues to grow and transform. And you get to see these guys use modern and ancient technology to explore all of that. So again, if this is your kind of thing, obviously you want to check that out. But I can understand if you're looking for Mickey Mouse or Star Wars or Marvel, and this isn't your thing. Well, I don't even understand why you'd be watching me talk about it. So, that just makes sense. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
528.
528. That's definitely in the thes. Items that begin with the word the. Did I say 528? You know what? Yes, it is 528. I've completely lucked out in the sense that every other day a short gets picked. I mean, for me, that makes things easy. When I've gotten times when I've gotten like movie after movie after movie, day after day after day, and like it's difficult to take 2 hours out of my day. In many cases, or at least 2 hours, just to watch an entire movie consecutively. It's a lot. But in this case, we get another short like 2 days ago, and 2 days before that, and 2 days before that. We're getting a pattern here. I'm hoping that it's just keeps up with that. We have a bunch of about 80 some shorts left currently. Of course, that may reset at the end of this month when I reset the entire list to add all the new items, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Right now, tomorrow, I should say, we're going to be watching Toby Tortoise Returns. It's a silly symphony. Of course, a sequel to the Toby Tortoise, Tortoise and the Hare story. And we'll check that out. It's one of the old silly symphony classics. Toby Tortoise Returns on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.